Thank you for joining us. I'm Courtney Cole with a WBZ News Update and a look at our top stories. A Weymouth man is accused of assaulting two officers who tried to arrest him in Boston today. State police say this morning a lieutenant and a Boston police officer tried to take Joseph Russell into custody on some active drug warrants, but they say Russell ran off towards Mass and Cass. When police caught him, Russell allegedly punched and kicked the officers. The Boston police officer arrested the man and the lieutenant went to the hospital with a minor injury. Police in Concord, New Hampshire have arrested Murtada Muhammad in connection with the death of a 7-year-old named JR. The alleged incident took place back in January this year. Police say Muhammad caused the minor's death by not getting him medical assistance in time for his injuries after Muhammad violently abused him. Muhammad is now facing 1 count of second-degree murder. And turning now to the weather as we look ahead to July 4th is forcing some communities to reschedule their 4th of July celebrations for tonight. Andover, Gloucester, Lynn, and Swampscott are all postponing their fireworks. They'll take place later this week instead. And now for a check of our next weather forecast with meteorologist Zach Green.
A soggy way to go into our Monday, and this has kind of been the trend all of Independence stretch. We had the rain carry it over from Saturday into Sunday, and yes, this morning we tallied on an additional 3/4 of an inch to a full inch of rain. Boston seemed to be the highest gauge, and this is just since midnight. But when you carry it back to what happened yesterday, we were talking a storm total well over the 2.5-inch mark. In fact, we got close to that in Carlisle. This is just a snapshot of some of the cities and towns across the region. Barry got nearly 3 inches of rain, Sterling over that point, and then we saw 4 inches in Groton, Brimfield, and a record was set on Sunday in Worcester that actually shattered it. It was previously set back in 1982. As of now, thankfully, we can actually see the city line. We aren't unfortunately going to be into any bright conditions through the early afternoon, but this is actually improvement from where we were initially this morning when we had the low-lying clouds, the fog development. It was completely locking in not only Boston, but all of coastal Massachusetts. Should be timing out more thunderstorm potential once we go into the mid and late afternoon. So from now through about 3 o'clock, we're generally spared. There may just be a poke of blue here and there, but I think the clouds will be the main theme. Nonetheless, we are still going to be well above average. We've got the low to even mid-80s in many locations. Humidity dialed in on top of it. It's kind of a sticky, muggy way to go through the day. And even though only one icon is suggesting rain, I think it's a little more widespread, a little bit earlier than that 7 o'clock window. So think about 3 p.m. and onwards to get the possibility of heavy downpours. It's not going to be for everyone, but when you get caught under one of these cells, it's not just the rain intensity that's jumping up, it's the lightning potential, which means that if you have outdoor plans, you want to make sure to have at least a little bit of a backup. Just head inside when you hear that rumble of thunders just to remain safe. Gusty winds will always be accompanying with a system like this, and once we make our way into about a 30, maybe 45-minute window, we can get back outside. A lot of these are going to be progressing relatively quickly. You're not going to see it pop up a lot on the map here. You know, it's just one stray case right over the canal at 4 p.m., pretty much underselling it. I think from areas of the Mass Pike to the south and east, a little more on the favorable conditions rather than those to the north of the Pike in northern Massachusetts. But again, don't put your guard down. I know many areas have already delayed or even canceled some of the fireworks displays. I think that's actually a good bet. When you get the wind speeds to come along with this, you unfortunately don't want those embers flying around. But with any luck, things should be wrapping up as we go into tomorrow night's displays. There are still some thunderstorms in the mix for Independence Day itself. The timeline a little bit earlier. We'll think late morning through the early afternoon. By the time we reach 4 to 5 p.m., a lot of this is going to be wrapping up, and then we got some gradual clearing to make our way into the evening hours. So your plans tomorrow night, barbecues, grilling, just want to be out and about, you should be okay. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, if you have pegged this as a vacation week, you just want to head towards the sand. Interior locations likely towards a heat wave as each afternoon will approach 90 degrees. Coastal locations will be noticeably cooler, a little bit breezy and humid at times, and then we're dialing in another chance of showers and thunderstorms Saturday and Sunday.
All right, thank you, Zach. I'm Courtney Cole, and this has been a WBZ News Update.